All right. Hi, okay. Hi, guys from Kitchener and Waterloo. My name is Julie Dickison, and I am the director of Camp Dawn. And Camp Dawn is a camping retreat for adult brain injury survivors. So if you're looking at the first slide here, it has our website, which is campdawn.ca, and then a little bit of our other social media, which is Facebook and Instagram, and then our Facebook group. So this is our group here that I often post kind of games and questions and share information. And this is a group for campers and friends and family to join, and leaders. And so if you're interested, you can join that group. I know Donna that's on is pretty active in that group. I always do birthday shout outs in there as well. So my next slide. So camp is operated by an entirely volunteer board. So some of the people in this picture are board members. So our treasurer, we have Sandra and Karis, Kelsey, myself, Melissa is in this picture. And we have all been working and volunteering for camp for many years. We have been in operation since 2003. And so this is our official 20th year. Of course, we had a few years that we were online with COVID. And last year we did a single day event. And this year we are super excited to be back in person. And we host at Rainbow Lake. And so if you look up Camp Trillium, you'll be able to see what the full property looks like at Rainbow Lake, which is just outside of Brantford, Ontario. And so I'm going to show you a few pictures of why our leaders and our campers enjoy camp. And so some of the things that we do at camp are canoeing, high ropes, crafts, a ton of karaoke, a dance, lots of food. And the food is all prepared by the kitchen staff at camp. And so we're not going to be cooking food over a fire or anything. It is more like indoor glamping a little bit. So you have the experience of camping, but also some nice kind of comforts as well. This is what our day 2 schedule typically looks like. So I'm going to leave this on the screen for a little bit. And every activity at camp is completely voluntary. And so what we do is we put together, our program committee puts together all of our activities. And before camp, we will email everybody out what the schedule looks like. And then there'll be schedules posted all over camp as well. But these are the sorts of things that we do at camp each day. And I know it looks overwhelming, but all of these things are optional. We try to do some lower key activities, some more high intensity activities. And what we like is for new campers just to give everything a little bit, like give everything a try. Like there's no activity that we can't kind of support people with doing. So even if you've never done high ropes, I'm going to show you a picture at the end of this presentation showing you that anybody can do the high ropes course. Every evening at camp, we host a campfire. We always do sing-alongs. We do, like I said, a ton of karaoke. And then my favorite part of camp is the Saturday night, and we host a big dance, which is absolutely awesome. One of my favorite parts of camp. And so what we put here is that campers tell us that they apply to come to camp to be with others who share and understand in their challenges. And many of our campers and leaders really become great friends after camp. And that's something that we really encourage. I know sometimes in the agency, we have to really have those professional boundaries. And while we do that at camp as well, if you become friends with somebody or you become friends with a leader, many of our leaders and campers, still chat after camp. Donna will send me a message, now and then about something. I have many campers that I go grab coffee with that are in the area. And it's really just about forming relationships and friendships outside of that therapeutic kind of agency environment. Like I said, one of the biggest hits is karaoke. Our campers and leaders love it, and we offer it a few times at camp. We do like to do front porch karaoke, which we do in the evening sometimes, and we rock out on the front porch of the dining hall. This is a picture that I typically take every year. I think I probably have 15 of them in my collection, but This talks a little bit about the cabins. The cabins that we have are all fully wheelchair accessible. There's 3 bedrooms in each cabin, and we typically put 3 campers in each room, and then the leaders in each cabin will share a room. There is 2 bathrooms in each cabin, and there is a shower in each cabin. There's also a fully wheelchair accessible cabin. However, it is the furthest cabin from the main hall. So if somebody is in a wheelchair, we don't necessarily put them in that cabin. We really just adjust it as needed. That cabin we will use for people that require a wheelchair accessible shower at times. So just because somebody's in a wheelchair doesn't necessarily mean we'll put them in the furthest cabin. And then, like I said, what our campers and leaders really tell us is that it's just a chance to be yourself and to really just enjoy your time for the time that you're there. And one of my favorite stories about camp is I had gone, I think it was like my 2nd year going there, and I was in line waiting to register, and I turned to somebody behind me that had come before, and I said, how do I tell if that person's a camper or a leader? And then afterwards, I realized, other than for supervision purposes, it really doesn't matter, because we just want everybody to kind of get along and really enjoy the experience as just as relating to each other as people at camp, and less about being, you know, a brain injury case. So again, one of the highlights is the high ropes course, and a company called Adventure Works comes and runs this activity. And I always encourage new campers and leaders to come and at least watch this event, because as you can tell in this picture, the gentleman that's up the high ropes course uses a wheelchair. It is a completely accessible course, and probably the best part of it is that there is a team of supporters cheering for you once you do the course as much as you can. And I think, like I said, I think I've seen the course done 16 times. And it brings a tear to my eye every year seeing people do it. A couple of years ago, we made chalkboard signs, and we had campers and leaders share some of the things that they love about camp. And Donna may recognize, this is Katie Miles, and she's one of our camp ambassadors. Katie sustained her brain injury when she was just finishing high school. And she is now, I think Katie is now maybe 28 or 29. Katie went back to school, finished her university degree after her injury, and has really become like a cheerleader for camp. She helps plan the dance. She shares a lot of stuff on social media, and she's actually going to the London Brain Injury Conference with me to talk about camp in the next couple of weeks. So it's not, you know, the variety of campers that come are really from a wide variety of spots in their rehab, from just right after you have your brain injury to, you know, long after your injury and later in your journey. So there's young people, there's older people. Typically, we do have therapy dogs that come up, and I'm not sure if they were there the last time we did a 4-day event or maybe the year before, but we often have St. John's ambulance that comes up and brings dogs up. And then I wanted to talk a little bit about our leaders. So we are always in need of leaders for camp, and a lot of our leaders come from agencies. Sometimes they're friends and family of survivors. And our leaders are really what makes camp amazing. I do leader training in the summer before camp, all online. And our leaders really come up to they often are professionals in this field. And this is just a really great experience for them to get to know campers as people and not just cases that they work with. And there's really nothing that our leaders kind of won't do and won't make happen. Our leaders tell us that they love camp just as much as campers, and will message me and say, Julie, are leader applications out yet? Like, I want to make sure that I get up there this year. So we are always looking for leaders, even if they can only come up for like 2 days out of the 4, we usually try to make something work. Ideally, all 4 days is ideal for us, but sometimes we'll take what we can get when we're struggling for leaders at the end. But our leaders absolutely love camp. Most of their responsibilities is just about, you know, providing some supervision in their cabin because of how we rate campers either as a 1-to-1, a 2-to-1, or a 4-to-1. Our leaders are not responsible for doing like personal care and assisting campers with those activities. Campers that require that type of assistance bring their own leader up to camp. And my next one. So this is a mother and daughter duo that I know are coming to camp this year, Lori and Rebecca. And Rebecca, at the end of camp, the story that I talk about is that she came to the board kind of crying and said she has never seen her mom so happy. Lori had a stroke a few years prior, and she was just so shocked and surprised how well she did at camp and how much joy she saw that it brought to her mom. And they both love it. I talk to Lori regularly. She's a friend of mine now. And we are super, super excited to see them this year. Now, my least favorite part, the fishing. People always joke that you can't catch fish at camp, but we do catch fish at camp, except for me. We do not eat fish at camp, but there is a good man-made lake there, and campers will have fishing on the schedule, but many of our campers come up, they bring their own fishing rods, and they start fishing right from the get-go, from the time that they get there. And that's kind of really what camp is about. There's all sorts of activities that we plan, but if you want to come to camp and sit and read a book at your cabin for 4 days and drink coffee and play cards, that's okay, because it's your vacation. And so we can plan a great session of activities, but it's really about deciding what you want to do and how you want to spend your time. And so we load the buses. We do have buses, and this year they're going from Chatham, London, and Hamilton. And then campers can drive up on their own or can get a ride up as well. We do a really good closing ceremony, and that's down at the fire pit. And we have campers and leaders talk about what was really impactful about their weekend. And it's always a time when I see some tears shed and people saying that they can't wait for next year. And then, like I told you guys, this is probably one of my most powerful images. And when we talk about things like the ropes course, I would always have campers say, I can't do that. I'm in a wheelchair, or I'm older. I don't think I can do that. And this image just really makes me happy. And this is Ryan on his first day of camp. He told his leader, Marlene, that there was no way that he could do this. And he called his wife and said, yeah, I don't think camp is for me. I don't think I want to do this. And this was him on the Saturday. And Ryan has come back every single year. I think he was the second person to get his application in this year. And it's just been, such a great experience for him. It gives his wife a couple days of just time to relax as well. And he's just a pleasure to have at camp. And so this is my final image, just to share with you guys about kind of what camp means to me. I'm going to stop sharing that, and I'm going to share the last video that was made. And I think, Donna, you are in this video. So let's take a look. Okay. 1 second. Here. Oh, go. 1 second. Told you guys I am not a Zoom pro, but I'm getting there. Advanced, share sound, share. You hold up high. Everyone has a weight to carry. Everyone has a soul, so let it shine. Don't worry about the clouds, 'cause when the skies come out, give me that sunshine, sunshine. Give me them good times, good times. Nothing but good vibes, good vibes. Give me that sunshine, sunshine. Bring on the summertime. Bring on the summertime. I was
scream from the highest mountain. I will love like there's nothing in my way. I believe in the heart inside me. I believe in the hope that conquers hate. Don't worry about the clouds, 'cause when the skies come out, give me that sunshine, sunshine. Give me them good times, good times. Nothing but good vibes, good vibes. Give me that sunshine, sunshine. Bring on the summertime. Bring on the summertime. Bring on the summertime.
Okay, guys, that is essentially the end of my presentation. Does anybody have any questions, or is there anything you think that I missed, Donna?
Usually with the schedule, there's the same event a couple days in a row. So you can sort of look at all the things that you want to do and choose, like spread out all those things that you want to do, so you're not doing everything all at once, because if you do that, most of the time you're going to get a little bit overwhelmed and very tired, and then not enjoy yourself as much. So it gives you the opportunity to do, one big activity one day, another big activity the other day, and a couple small ones, in between, so that you're not overtaxing yourself.
Yeah, that's a really good point, is that we do offer each activity 2 or 3 times over the course of the 4 days, so that you're not missing out on a certain craft because you didn't do it on Friday. We'll probably offer it Saturday as well. So that's a really good point. And the other point there is that there is so much like downtime. Like if you need a nap, to go have a nap in your cabin, and this goes for leaders as well. We have a leader lounge that I stock with some treats and things, and so we don't expect people to be doing stuff 24 hours a day. Like there is always lots of opportunity to take a break, or to say to one of the board members, hey, can you just keep an eye on kind of my crew over there, or this person's doing this, and everybody really jumps in to help people out. And then the same goes for when, Lex, if you have anybody coming up as a one-to-one, like don't feel like that they have to be stuck with the person that they're coming up with. We will all jump in and help feed somebody or push a wheelchair. Like everybody is really inclusive, and we want to make sure that everybody has a great time. So there's lots of opportunities to have a break and to get some help. And like I said, even though we have like a really great list of activities, what a lot of people really love to do is just to kind of stand on the deck and relax and meet people and have an opportunity to kind of share their stories and ask questions. And that's one of the really big highlights as well of the time at camp.
Yeah.
Kelly, do you have any questions?
You're muted, Kelly.
I guess one of the things is, how much does it cost?
That is a great question. You would think I would have covered that. This year, the cost, we did have to raise it, is $205. We were previously at $165, but the location that we rent out has increased our prices significantly, which is why we are also running a GoFundMe right now, and why we are like on the lookout for sponsors. So we've had a couple sponsors sign up for this year, which is really great, but we did have to raise the rate this year to $205 for the 4 days.
Okay. And what time do you arrive on the Wednesday, and then what time do you leave on the Sunday?
So you arrive on the Thursday, and so yeah, campers can arrive anytime between like 10 a.m. and noon, or 10 and 2. It's up to you what time you want to kind of get up there at. Our board members, we go up on the Wednesday night to get everything set up, to make sure the cabins are are properly organized and to get all of the supplies out. Everybody that comes to camp gets a camp shirt as well. I'm sure, Donna, you have a couple, but everybody gets a camp shirt. I think we usually do swag bags as well, but we make sure that the cabins are looking good and that our med room is ready, dining hall is ready. So yeah.
Finish up on Sunday, I'm sorry.
Sunday, we are done. The buses get loaded for the cities at, I think, 10:30, and campers can leave anytime between kind of 10 and noon, but we're out of there by noon on Sunday.
Okay, and that includes all your food for $205 as well?
It
wow.
Sure does. Yeah, we really debate about the price, and we were kind of upset that we did have to raise it to 205, but we really do have to keep it accessible to a lot of our campers that are on ODSP. So the camper fees don't even come close to what it costs us to run camp for 4 days. The actual cost to us is about between $47,000 and $50,000 to run for 4 days, and we take up to 100 campers, but we have to balance it with making it accessible to everybody. And like I said, a lot of our campers are on ODSP and unfortunately wouldn't be able to attend. So we do want to, kind of make it accessible to everybody that wants to come. So I agree, the price is not that much, but we do need to keep it low.
Lex did say that there's bursaries, is a bursary available?
Yes.
I think, yeah, for you guys, yeah.
I put it into the chat, Kelly, both the link to the Camp Dawn website and then the link to our bursary form that you can fill out. It's an application, and we'll be able to select a few from that to cover.
Can you, I don't know how to get that out of the chat. Would you be willing to email it? Sorry.
Absolutely. And one quick question for you, Julie.
Yeah.
For the transportation.
Yeah.
You said Chatham, London, and Hamilton. And just
Yes.
so I have it correct, is Chatham the same as Sarnia?
Yes, yeah. Chatham is, I had to make a decision based on applications coming in, because obviously busing is a huge cost. And so, yes, Chatham will replace Sarnia in terms of on the application. So it will be running from Chatham, not Sarnia.
Okay, so I'm going to make that change now then.
Yes. Actually, I'll change that on the application as well.
No, I have a question. Like, okay, so let's say after tonight you say yes, you'd like to go. So
yeah,
full amount, or can you make payments on a payment plan until the time you go?
So we don't actually process payments until we officially accept people, which is early August, because we review everybody's application. And so there's 2 ways to make payments, which is check, and we don't cash that until late August, or credit card. And I will message people before I process credit card payments, but it's not until I think it's the 2nd week of August is what the date that I put on the application.